Thank you for joining today's executive webinar session. Today, we have an expert panel to talk about ISO certification process and introductions to QDMS software. To learn more about Bimser International, please visit www.bimserint.net. To schedule a meeting, please email marketingteam@bimserint.net. To get started, I would like to invite the Managing Director of Bimser International, Kevin Devachoglu, to the virtual stage. Kevin, floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much for introductions. As mentioned earlier, today we'll be talking about introductions to ISO certification and introductions to QDMS software. And I have my colleagues with me today. As mentioned earlier, my name is Kevin Devachoglu, Managing Director of Bimser International. Also today with us, we have Mario Rivera from IMSM company. He's the regional manager, and he'll be talking about ISO certification process. He's with us today. Hello, Mario, welcome. And also today with us, we have our team, Bimser International, and my colleague Sam Watt, our senior pre-sales software engineer. He will be presenting you QDMS during the show and tell session. So as a start, I'd like to invite Mario to our webinar, and let's learn about ISO 9001 ISO certification process from him. He's an expert in ISO, his company is expert in ISO, and we have a lot to learn from him. So let's learn about ISO certification process, and I'm sure we're gonna have some questions moving forward, so we can also address them as well. Maybe if you're ready, please take over the screen. I'll stop sharing, and you can take over the screen yourself.
Great. All right, well, thank you for that introduction, Kevin. Good afternoon, and thank you for having me today to talk about the ISO certification process and why you should get certified. So let me go ahead and share my screen.
Looks good, looks good, thank you.
Okay, perfect. All right, so the ISO certification process, sometimes we have people reach out and, they just need to know, like, what am I in store for? What does this look like? There's a lot that we can talk about, and all the different things that the ISO certifications help, and all the different challenges they help you face. But like, what does it look like? So the agenda we're going to talk about is just why should you certify in the first place? And does my business even need to be certified? And then what does that implementation process look like, and what comes next? So why certify? So first of all, I think one of the most important reasons, you're going to get more revenue and business from new customers. So once you earn your ISO, for example, a 9001 certificate, you can advertise your quality certification and respond to requests for quotes for companies that make 9001 certification a must-have. So now you can break into new markets where you were virtually unable to do business with before because you didn't have the certification. Right now, you don't even know who is not talking to you because of the certification you don't have. You'll improve company and product quality. Essentially having a quality management system is all about quality, right? So the result is going to be an improved level of quality for the entire organization, every process, every product. So that's another added benefit. Develop a professional culture and better employee morale. So implementing this can provide your employees with clear expectations, the tools they need to do their job, prompt actionable feedback on their performance. And this is just an improved culture, a more professional staff overall. Improved efficiency, reduce waste, and save money. So if you have a well-run quality management system, it enables your company to get as close to perfection as possible in terms of their process. So as your processes improve, become more consistent, you achieve your target objectives with greater regularity, you will see tangible results. And process waste decreases, for one, and leading to reducing that waste, improving consistency, leads to having more money for the organization. And then you achieve international quality recognition. So ISO, it's a worldwide standard administered by the International Organization for Standardization, and it's in use by over 1 million organizations around the world. So it really is a worldwide standard for quality and putting you in a very select group. So does my business need to be certified? Well, you need to ask yourself a few questions. Just to name a few, well, what are the ways your company establishes trust with your clients? Having a certification, not something that you just self-attest to and say, hey, trust me, we're really following a process here. Having something where somebody from the outside, someone impartial, someone not related to your organization, come in and actually, in grade our work, grade your process, and then be able to let you demonstrate that to your clients as a way to instill that trust and let them know they're doing business with someone who takes their customer service very seriously, right? Are there markets that you would like to expand into? So, for example, the European market. Especially if you're looking to do business in places like Germany, or places that have more of a focus on environmental impact, for example. ISO is a really good way to demonstrate a commitment to that. Do you have goals to sell or improve the value of your business? Maybe you're looking to, look more attractive to a private equity firm, or your business is sunsetting and you just want to, you need to find ways to improve the quality process overall, to improve the valuation. ISO can certainly help you do that. Are you getting a lot of customer complaints? We have people reach out just simply because they need to have something in place to hold their people accountable and have management and everyone involved from the top all the way down. So those are some of the reasons. What does implementation look like? This is really our process in a snapshot. The timeline, depending on how the size of your company and what standards we're implementing, this could take 3 months, could take 6 months, could take 9 months to a year, but it all depends on what it is we're doing and the scope of the project. So we do the work up front to understand what that's going to look like. So we do an initial gap analysis, as you can see, which could take a couple of days. We're going to come in and really look at what your current day-to-day process is, if you even have one. Then based on that, we're going to do all the heavy lifting of actually developing those manuals, drafting all the quality and procedural policy manuals that you need. We do our due diligence and have our auditor, our team back up at the head office actually review that documentation. Then it's presented to the client, reviewed step by step, and then we include internal audit awareness training before it is moved on to your final certification. And then post-certification, we can also have, as you can see there on the side with management, that is post-certification where we can help you maintain ISO conformity and essentially serve as an outsourced quality manager if need be. So what comes next? One of the things you're going to want to do is select a certifying body. So I know that there are excellent certifying bodies out there, depending on what standard you're working with. I know, for example, DECRA. We also work with QAS, and we can certainly help you at that point as far as selecting a certifying body outside of what we're doing, because we don't get involved in the certification process. We're there to consult you and implement. Now, what can you do with the certificate? So you can use the fact that your company is ISO certified in your marketing. ISO, for example, if you have a 9001 certificate, you can use the fact that you're ISO 9001 2015 certified in your marketing. Your management system and its processes have been certified to 9001. So you do want to talk about your successful registration, just as long as you don't suggest that your products are certified or that you're certified by ISO, which is what the certification implies. So just some guidelines to be considered. It's always, part of what we do up front when we do a consultation is, some people don't know exactly what ISO standard they need. If it's not something that's dictated directly by a client, they might need to figure out what works best for them based on the challenges they want to meet or what they want to demonstrate. 9001 is always a good quarterback, but there's a lot of interest these days on ESG and demonstrating that commitment to reducing environmental impact. So 14,001 is great for that. Energy management, and then of course, prioritizing your people with health and safety. Thank you very much. That is it for this presentation. So I will go ahead and pass it back to Kevin.
Thank you very much, Neri. I appreciate it. As I mentioned earlier, yes, please stay with us. I know we may have some questions, and we're going to have final remarks and final thoughts with you. Please stay with us. Thank you very much, Neri. As discussed earlier, we have a lot to learn from IMSM as well as Neri and his team, so we definitely much appreciate it. There are different ISO standards in addition to ISO 9001, so we also had a chance to learn about it from Neri, what type of ISO certifications can be actually obtained and which one actually we should all go for. So that was actually very, very informative, much appreciated. Also, our company, Bimser International, is ISO 9001, ISO 27001 certified as well, that we know Neri and his company also experts of. As our company's name actually suggests, we are also operating in North America as well as international. So having an ISO 9001 certification is critical in terms of having business processes in place. And just like Neri mentioned, being audited and audited by a third party actually also gives actually shows that you have actually business processes in place. They are documented, it's traceable, and it means a lot to many service customers that you may see in international markets as well as in North America and other markets as well. So very much appreciated. Thank you very much. Also, I'd like to mention we also are happy to be partnering with IMSM in North America for ISO certification processes, audits and activities. Also, we are happy to partner with DECRA North America for ISO certification activities. So we are very happy to have them as our partners, and we work very, very closely. All right, so let's have some show and tell. So for that, I'd like to invite my colleague, Sam Watt. Sam is our senior process software engineer based in New York with our company. And Sam will be showing you QDMS software in the scope of ISO 9001. How you can manage your corrective actions, how you can manage your audits, how you can manage your risks, for example. So this is just a part of ISO requirements, of course. There is more to show and tell. Today we'll just show you a piece of it. And if you have more questions and if you'd like to see a full demo, please feel free to get in touch with us, and we'll be happy to offer an introductory demo and presentation to you. Sam, if you're ready, please take over the screen. I'll stop sharing and you can take over whenever you're ready.
Hey.
Looks good, thank you.
Great. And thank you for joining today's webinar. And this is Sam, the Senior Pre-Sales Software Engineer of Bimser International based in New York. In the following, I will demonstrate you QDMS on a high level. And thank you for Neville for his presentation, and you know how important and what kind of benefits that you can enjoy after you are complying with ISO standard. So by using our system, it helps you manage your quality management activities digitally. And as for QDMS, first of all, it is a web-based system. So after QDMS is set up, you don't have to install any application or client version of our system in order to connect to your own system. And instead, you can connect to your own QDMS by using your web browsers like Google Chrome, Firefox, Microsoft Edge, or Safari. Whatever web browser that you name it, you can connect to your own QDMS for managing your quality management activities. In addition, QDMS is also permission-based. That means not everyone can see everything. You will see what you're supposed to do based on the permissions that are granted to your account. Different users have different permissions based on their role, position, profession, department, and group. In short, you will see what you're supposed to do in our system. And after we log into QDMS, you can find all the pending tasks and also the request for approval on this homepage. For example, the document that is waiting for your approval before it is published. Also, like the corrective action that we have performed that is waiting for our approval or our root cause analysis. and also the corrective actions, those are waiting for our performance. You can have a quick connection and start proceeding with this particular request after we log into the system. When we are talking about the notification, you will also receive a reminder and also notification in your email inbox. So that this is a two-way notification feature that we have in our system in order to make sure you will not miss an important task by using QDMS. On the top left, this is the main menu of QDMS. QDMS provides over 30 modules, and thanks to the modular structure of QDMS, you can pick and choose the modules that you want to have and deploy or set up in your system, in your own QDMS. As I'm now logging in as the admin so that I have the full control of this demo environment and I can find all the available modules in QDMS. And again, you can pick and choose the modules that you want to have and set it up in your own QDMS instance. And in the coming minutes, we will get into the corrective action module, as known as CAPA module, the audit module, and also the risk assessment management module. First of all, let us get into the corrective action module. All your corrective action record will be recorded in an archive of QDMS. And your record will be shown in different status based upon the progress that you're handling this particular record. For example, like open, reviewed, final, result, and so on. And we can bring up the progress or all the related information of this particular record on our screen. And let me show you one of the example right here. So what I'm going to show you is this one. You can find all the information, for example, like the non-conformity, the description of it, the date and time you open this record, and all the attachment that you upload along with this record. After we entering the non-conformity, the system will also take you step by step for managing your non-conformity that you found or record in our system. You can assign this particular corrective action record or your non-conformity to your solution team. And this team has to file a first progress report, meaning the investigation. After recording the investigation or the result of your investigation, then we can define the root cause. Okay, why we are having this non-conformity? What are the root causes? And with the root causes that we found, then we can schedule the corrective or preventive actions in order to cope with this root cause. Again, as for the actions that you schedule or assign to the responsible person, the system also record the date and also the time, the action itself, the description, attachment, and also the root cause that you're trying to deal with. All the information will be recorded and saved in an archive of QDMS. And at last, if there's no other follow-up actions are required, then we can close this corrective action record. Again, based on the progress that we handle this particular record, the system will show it to you in two different status, so that you can always keep tracking the status of your corrective action record that you have managed in QDMS. And think about like when the ISO auditor come to your office and ask you to show them how you manage your non-conformity, root cause analysis, and also corrective actions. You don't have to search in your drawers or search all the records or files in your drawers, cabinets. And instead, you can connect to QDMS by using your web browser and show the way that you manage your corrective action to the auditors right away. First of all, it saves your the time and also the cost, since paper is not free. The paper itself, the ink, and also the storage place. So that by using our system, you can save your cost and also your time for looking your records. In addition, the ISO auditors will also be impressed as you are using such a digital as you manage your corrective action record or all your quality management related activities digitally. And in QDMS, there is a reporting tool that allows you to create different ready-made reports. For example, the corrective action cost report, the corrective action follow-up report. You can always generate your report and keep tracking how much that we have spent on our corrective action, for example, and also what kind of follow-up action that we have assigned it or that we have scheduled in QDMS, and also assigned it to our team. Furthermore, we can find the graphical report that you can put together certain criteria and also conditions, saying we want to see which customer we filed the most corrective action for. So all your data will be visualized as a bar chart or as a table. You're more than welcome to export your report into Excel, PDF, or image for sharing with any responsible parties or for your own documentation. And in QDMS, there is an audit management module so that you can schedule and manage your audit planning by using this module. Here is a side note that we can manage our internal audit and also external audit by using our system. That means we can audit our internally, meaning auditing our employees of the organization. And also we can have our audit externally. That means we can audit our vendor, supplier, subcontractor, so forth and so on, by using our system. So what I'm going to show you, or what it is going to come on your screen, is the audit plan that I have in this demo environment. So with the audit plan, we can schedule the date and also the time and what is the plan for. For example, it is and as for the plan that we can schedule the audit, and as for like what it is about, like it is for external audit or external audit, we can schedule it with the start date and also the end date. And same for this example, this is the internal audit. And then we can also set up different audit items under this plan. And the audit item is the objective that help us achieve our goal. In this example, that will be the internal audit, and how we can achieve or how we can have an internal audit, which we have to audit every single one in every department of the organization. So that for auditing every department, for example, that will be our audit item. And in this demo environment, we have different audit items created, like auditing the operational department, auditing the purchasing department or the sales department. So when we are scheduling the audit item, we can set up the date, like the start date, the end date, the start time and end time of this audit, and also the subject that we are going to cover. Furthermore, we can invite the auditor and also the auditee to this audit. And the attachment that you want to upload as a reference to the auditor or the auditee, you are more than welcome to upload it from your local drive, and you don't have any limitation in terms of the file doc format that you upload to the system. It can be Word, Excel, PowerPoint, PDF, and even image, video, and audio. And once your audit is scheduled, then the auditor and also the auditee will receive a notification in their own QDMS account and also in their email inbox. Furthermore, we can set up the questions as a reference to the auditor. In other words, the auditor doesn't have to spend the whole week or preparing 5 pages of paper for auditing one employee, and instead we can manage it in advance. We can set up different questions as a reference to the auditor, and also we can record all the answer or feedback from the auditee digitally in QDMS, so that you can manage everything in one place. That means in QDMS. And always you can run your report and find out and retrieve all the records that we have been managing in QDMS. For example, like the audit option report by questions, and also the audit history report of those are traceable in our system. And at last, we come to the risk assessment management module. And for now, while we are complying with ISO standard, risk assessment, it is a must while you're complying with this ISO standard. So that is always good to have the risk assessment module and manage all your records digitally in one system. We can create and manage different risk assessment plan in QDMS initially, which we can find out like what it is about, and also the creation date, who is the creator, meaning the who manage and create this particular assessment plan. As you know, when we are talking about risk assessment, the likelihood, meaning how likely or the chance that we have this risk happen in our company, and also the impact may vary from departments, locations, and so on, so that we can also categorize or separate different risk assessment by locations and also by departments. And right here, these are different risk assessment items that we create under the plan, which is the health and safety risk assessment plan. And in this demo environment, I created couple of them for production department, for shipping department, and also the packaging department. All your risk assessment records will be shown in different color. Based upon the likelihood and also the impact of this risk to this department. And when it's shown as green color, that means it's not likely for this risk to be happening in this department, and also the impact is not critical. When it has been shown in yellow color, that means our attention are required. If it is shown in red color, that means highly likely we will have this risk happen in this department, and also the impact is critical. So based on the color of this record, or we call it the risk index, we can tell how likely this risk is going to happen in our company, and also the impact to our organization. And as for risk assessment, it is not a one-time job. We have to perform it continuously and periodically, so that you can also find the trend of your risk assessment. If it has if it has been shown in a down arrow, that means we are getting better in terms of the likelihood and also the impact. When you see the right arrow, that means nothing changed compared with the last time that we have this risk assessment. The likelihood and also the impact is staying the same. And when you see an up arrow, that means it's getting worse. We should have certain corrective action, or we have to take the immediate actions in order to cope with it. So when we are managing all these risk assessment items in our system, we can record the information like the result, the source of the risk, and also you can find the version number of your risk assessment item. As I've mentioned, it is not a one-time job, and that's why QDMS helps you versioning and also shows you the latest version of your risk assessment. And with the permission, you can also get back to the previous version of your record. In terms of the impact and also the likelihood, we can pick it from a scale of 5, 7, or 11 based upon the actual operation of your company, or of the fields that you can see on the screen are configurable, meaning we can always change the label, hide it, or remove it from your system, from your own QDMS. And in case there is any precaution actions are required, we can also pick and choose and define it in your risk assessment. We have an internal communication among the modules. For example, like we can connect to our own control document management module, saying there is a certain document or control document that we have published in the system for copying this risk, or any corrective action that we have already assigned it, or that we are going to assign and create in the system, so that we can also pick and choose the record among our corrective action list, or create a new one if needed. And as for the risk assessment management module, there is also a reporting tool that allows you to generate different ready-made reports. For example, the activity history report, and also like the general risk list, meaning showing all the records that you have saved in the system. So this is how we can enjoy the benefits from QDMS. And as for QDMS, it also has a native mobile application that is available for Android and iOS device. You can download QDMS mobile from the Play Store or the App Store, so that you can connect to your own instance by using your handheld device like your smartphone or tablet, and you can manage your quality management activities anytime and anywhere. So saying you're on a business trip or meeting your customer and you receive a notification. So what you can do with it, and actually you don't have to go back to your office, and instead you can use your mobile phone or your tablet and start managing or reviewing all the quality management activities or all those requests by using your handheld device. So I'm going to put this on the screen, and it's mirror my smartphone, which is running in Android OS operating system, and I can use my use the QDMS mobile application and find, for example, all the corrective action that is waiting for my approval, or that I have to close the record accordingly, and all the audits that I have to perform. And on the top left, this is the main menu of QDMS in our mobile application, so that we can connect to all the modules that I showed you when we are connecting via the web browser. So by using your mobile application, you will see the same data set, since they are going to and coming from the same database. So there is no difference between the between how you use the system or how to connect to the system, either via your web browser or mobile application, you will see the same data set. It comes to the end of my demonstration on a high level. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam, for the demonstration of QDMS. Let's talk about QDMS a little bit more, and then we can have our final remarks with Mario and colleagues. QDMS software of Bimser International has been in the market since 1998. There are more than 1,000 corporate clients and more than 1 million users using the system on daily basis. It is certified by Acumatica as well as Sage ERP systems. As demonstrated earlier, you can manage your quality compliance management system digitally on QDMS with no need of paper. You can easily follow up your activities as well as your continuously improve processes as well on daily basis. And more importantly, you are creating a corporate memory, no matter who is in charge of your ISO compliance standards. So you can manage more than one ISO compliance standards. You can manage 9001, ISO 14000, and many others at the same time on the software. As discussed earlier, that is web-based, meaning you can access QDMS from anywhere. It's easy to use. Once we train the quality management team, you are basically going to be able to use the system, manage the system by yourself with minimal support. So that is actually good news for QDMS users. And there are many different integration capabilities of QDMS. QDMS integrates with ERP systems, smart sensors, manufacturing execution systems to help you automate your business processes, and you can have an integrated and proactive, even preventive quality management system in place. And it is vertical free. QDMS has references clients in aerospace, automotive, chemical, marine, manufacturing, oil and gas, pharma, hospitality, healthcare, and in many different industries as listed on the slide. And it is modular, meaning you can pick and choose any module that you like. My colleague earlier demonstrated some of the modules as core activation, risk management, as well as audit management module, in addition to the mobile application. There are more modules available. You can pick and choose any module that you like, and you can digitize and automate your ISO management system in place. So before we end our session, Nerio, do you have any final remarks that you'd like to share with us?
Yes, I just wanted to make a comment just as Sam was presenting that one of the things he mentioned that stuck out was just, making it easy for the auditor. I think part of what holds people back from implementing something like ISO and getting those certifications is, thinking, hey, this is going to be incredibly daunting. The audits, people are thinking of, 30 years ago or whatever, when everything was paper-based. It's not like that anymore. Let IMSM, let us do the work of actually building that framework out for you, and then let QDMS help you manage it and use the ISO standard, so you can actually get the return of investment on it. And it's not daunting when you let the professionals, when you let us actually help you and help you maintain it, to make your internal process a lot easier, your external process a lot easier. So yeah, just absolutely keep using QDMS to help you maintain those standards.
Neil, thank you very much for the final remarks. I appreciate it. Before we end our session, I'd like to share some more information about what is coming up. As we announced earlier, we have already performed our Synergize 2022 annual virtual summit and conference in March. So we are also getting ready for the next one in 2023. It is scheduled on March 15, and you can register on our Eventbrite page. On Eventbrite page, you can also see some other webinars and events that's coming up from Bimser International, and you can register for those that you're interested. Also, we have a YouTube channel, Bimser International YouTube channel, and there are hundreds of videos available about digital transformation, digital transformation of quality management, right? Just like we talk about QDMS with Marius and our colleagues together. And we also have videos about manufacturing 4.0, automation, cloud technology, and more. So we invite you to our YouTube channel, and please subscribe. I'd like to thank you for your time and thank you for your interest. We are looking forward to seeing you at our coming webinar series. Thank you very much and have a nice day.
Thank you for joining today's executive webinar session. To learn more about Bimser International, please visit www.bimserint.net. To schedule a meeting, please email marketing team at bimserint.net. Thank you.